the death of Pope Francis. Also, Hawk Fanatic coming up. That'll be coming up 9 o'clock this morning. We're here for you with the information. Nobody gives you more information in the morning than the mighty 1630 KCJJ. David Fine is here from the Heartlanders.
Yeah, you had an up and down weekend to start the playoffs, but great to get the first win on Friday.
Absolutely. Guys who split on the road in the playoffs, that's a pretty good thing. So Game 3 is tonight in Coralville, our first ever home playoff game for the Heartlanders at Xtream Arena. And we won on Friday pretty dominantly, 5-3. We're up 5-2 late in the third. And then Fort Wayne got us back at home 5-2 a couple nights ago. So the bus rolled in about 28 hours ago now from coming back from Fort Wayne. We got in about 4 o'clock yesterday morning. I slept as much as we could, I'm sure, yesterday, most of us. Enjoyed Easter. And then here we are today with Game 3 at home tonight at Xtream Arena. So series is tied 1 game apiece, best of 7 series. So first team to 4 wins the series, and chance for the Heartlanders and for us to take the series lead back tonight in the first round of the playoffs.
That was so exciting after the Friday's win. I'm like, okay, they're definitely coming back to play at least 2 more games, and then even though you guys lost on Saturday, I'm like, that's great. So you'll get the full 3 games here in Coralville.
That's right. So Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday is now guaranteed. So Game 3 tonight, Game 4 tomorrow, and then Game 5 on Thursday is now necessary. It was if necessary, and now it became necessary. It's going to be a really fun, hopefully, for the Heartlanders, win a few games here at home this week. But it feels like hopefully this is going to be a long series, or going obviously at least 5. But both teams are really good, guys, and that's some of the appreciation I have. The quality of the hockey and playoff hockey is just so intense, so fun. The hitting, the speed, the intensity, and the team, Iowa, the Heartlanders and Fort Wayne just don't like each other.
Yeah,
and it's really obvious. So
I imagine they've been gnawing on each other since the Heartlanders became a franchise.
Yeah, they have. And actually, so the Heartlanders have had more fighting majors against Fort Wayne than any team they've ever played. But there's a caveat to this, which is that like almost all of the 17 happened in year 1. There was like 13 fights that year. This year, there's actually been 0 fights in games between the Heartlanders and Fort Wayne. And in the playoffs, it really doesn't happen because...
Right, because you don't want to be shorthanded.
Correct. And, unless the game is out of hand and something really terrible or egregious happens, but you're trying to get on the power play and score on the power play, not penalize yourself by doing something, out of line or stupid. So, the fighting is a little bit less so, but the after whistle tussling and I don't like you and you don't like me, that's at a premium this time of year. And I love that stuff. I love the organic, I'm sick of you, you're sick of me, and we're just like, it's nothing that's you're not trying to take a penalty,
just
but
like
just
Jim and I.
Yeah. Get a couple of shots in before the end of the day.
Yeah.
Now it's the end of the season for you guys.
It's the little how you doing bumps, the little shots after the whistle here or there, where guys just don't like each other and they're yelling at each other, and it really is genuine dislike. And match that with the speed, the physicality, the skill. It's really like, when you're watching that game in person, it's one thing, obviously, we've talked about this a bunch of times when I've been on. It's one thing to, I'm going to follow at home, I'll listen on the radio, or I'll watch on my computer or on Flow Hockey or on MediaCom when we're on there. But when you're in the arena and you get to see all the little extra that goes on and feel, you really feel it. And that's something that I have always loved about hockey, and I can't wait for our first home playoff game ever tonight for Game 3.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And you're absolutely right about seeing it in person. It's a whole nother animal. You get to see the whole configuration of the players on the ice and how plays are set up, and you can see it on TV, but there's something different about seeing it live.
Yeah, and I think particularly when you get in a higher stakes atmosphere,
Right.
everything is elevated, and that's the desperation. I mean, Fort Wayne won on Saturday. Their desperation was excellent. Now it's the Heartlanders' chance. How much more desperation can you play with in your first home playoff game ever tonight, and your second one tomorrow, and your third one on Thursday, to try to take the series lead back? And hopefully tonight, with the series tied 1-1, the guys have their best game of the year, and it's a 2-1 series lead for the Iowa Heartlanders, our hometown team, at Xtream Arena tonight by the end of the night.
The only thing TV has over live is the close-up body checks into the glass.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's great when you see the guy's face slammed up against the glass.
Yeah, and we have some giveaways, too, for the playoffs, too. So we have a rally towel giveaway tonight and a cowbell giveaway tomorrow night. So, if you, I've said this a couple times when I've been on here, which is that if you haven't been to a game yet this season, I don't care, because now's the perfect time to hop on the bandwagon.
Sure. And you're not charging premium prices for playoff tickets, same as regular season.
Yeah, and actually it's in some ways it's cheaper. With the $10 online youth tickets, you have to buy them online in advance. So if you know you're coming to the game tonight and you have a kid 17 or younger, it's not like 5 years, it's 17 or younger. That's $10 online only. You have to buy them online youth tickets, and then it's $15 starting price when you buy in advance as well. So looking forward to seeing the community out tonight. And I know it's the day after Easter, and I'm full of prime rib and horseradish and all this other stuff that I ate last night, and some really good carrot cake. But hopefully tonight we'll have a nice showing from our community.
Yeah. So go out to IowaHeartlanders.com. There's a link right on the main page to get tickets, and I'm not going to be able to make it tonight or tomorrow, but I will be there Thursday.
That's great. Can't wait to see you.
That's going to be so much fun, and I'll be listening or watching at home tonight and tomorrow for sure.
It's been really cool, and I appreciate it, Jim, because I know you shared right before we went on the air that you were listening the other night. The random text after we won our game on Friday night, I had 30 or 40 people saying, like, hey, great job. Hey, great job. Like, I didn't even do anything. I'm just up there, watching it and having the pleasure of describing a win. But people really get this time of year, the attention is just completely magnified. And it's really cool to see how many people are watching and, following from afar. And we had about a dozen or 2 dozen Heartlanders fans that drove out to Fort Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
And are sitting there. And
that's great. That's commitment.
Yeah, it's cool to see the support.
Yeah,
and
that is.
Are you raising your hand over there, Steve?
No.
Scratching your back?
Scratching my back.
I thought you were raising your hand over there. I was like, you next. Here, I'll call on you.
Teacher,
Come across
can I say something?
Teacher, what do you got for me, teacher?
Yeah, I got dry skin.
Well, I will say that your enthusiasm comes naturally. It's not made up. You're genuinely excited about the sport, and it's one of the reasons that you were the ECHL Broadcaster of the Year last year. And you're fun to listen to. I grew up listening to Blackhawk games on the radio when they weren't on TV, and when you've got when you're a little kid and you've got an AM radio at night, you can pick up, I could pick up Montreal Canadian games in French, and I knew the players' names, so at least I knew what was going on. And if they were playing in Canada, I knew if they scored a goal because the crowd made noise.
My dad used to listen when he was living in Ithaca, New York, to, KMOX, is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes, the Clear Channel,
Well, and they said you could pick up that station, I think, if you were in the Pacific Islands over there for a time at that station.
I'd listen to Cardinal games, even though I was a Cub fan, because you're a baseball fan, and it's late at night, and the Cardinals are playing at, out in L.A. or something like that. Night game, it's it's baseball. Baseball on the radio is just part of growing up when I was a kid.
And I appreciate the kind words too about, I know you're tuning in, and thank you for the kind words there. And it's really fun to be able to see how many more people have started to recognize how fun it is and family friendly entertainment to come out to Xtream Arena for a Heartlanders game. And for me, it's I get to be I have the privilege, it really is a privilege, to get to know these players and their stories and who they are, and they mess around with me and I mess around with them, and just some of the things that are some of the funny things and words that we exchange, and the little back and forth, the chirps, and they're such good guys. I would say maybe in working in this sport for like almost 10 years now, whether going back to my first job out of college, is that I've really maybe encountered like one guy who wasn't a great guy. And you find that if you're going to be a professional hockey player in particular, you have to be a team first guy and sort of that all in support. Sorry for my New Jersey accent. They're all in support, not all in support. But you have to be a team first guy to make it to the higher levels and have coaches believe in you and want to support you and help develop you to hopefully get up to the NHL. So that's what's really cool for me as well, is seeing and getting a chance to tell these guys stories, know that they're good people first. And I think that's something that we can all, as a community, get behind, that these are 25 to 30 individuals that, move here for 6 to 8 months out of the year, and they're good people in our community first, which is great.
The community you're really far ahead with the acceptance in the community. I mean, what, 4 years now?
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, and you're selling out, and people are enthusiastic about you. We get a lot of good comments when you're on the air here.
Thank God we don't have to listen to Steve for 15 minutes.
Shut up.
They just like hearing the stories of all the travel nonsense. It was very drama free, except I'll give one little travel bite from this weekend. It wasn't a problem. We used problem solving. So the bus, one of the panels was a little bit not loose, but it was just it had a little click, 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 click when it would go over bumps. And after 20 minutes on the bus, we had our team chiropractor came on the bus with us for the trip, which was convenient for the guys. I'm scared of chiropractors. No offense to them, but I'm good when I see him do the neck cracking stuff. And so it was right by him, that panel. And so I folded up 2 pieces of paper, and he sort of jammed it up in between on the side of the bus, and it solved the cracks. Now, with that being said, Fort Wayne and us actually used the same bus company. So that bus went back to Fort Wayne yesterday and picked them up. What do you think I did as I was getting off the bus at 4 in the morning?
Took the paper off.
Took the papers out. They had to problem solve it themselves. So I hope I might try to sneak on that bus today and see if those papers are jammed in the same place, or if they dealt with the little for 6 straight hours on the bus. I bet you they dealt with it.
Maybe they have a team welder. You don't know.
Maybe a team welder traveled with them. But yes, so those are your 2 pieces of knowledge. One, a little afraid of chiropractors. Whenever they do the neck stuff, it freaks me out. That's my primary concern. I love Jake, our team chiropractor, but I'm a little afraid of letting him touch my back and neck. And then number 2, the cracks of the bus. So there you go.
All right. Well, it should be a great game tonight. Game 3, the series is knotted up at 1. It's a best of 7, so 3, 4, and 5 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at Xtream Arena.
Can't wait. 7 p.m. puck drop all around, guys, and thanks again for having me on. Can't wait to hopefully be back next week talking about a few wins.
All right. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Mighty 1630 KCJJ.
This is CNN Breaking News.